Good afternoon, members. Welcome to the 53rd Managing Committee meeting of Sportscom Industry Confederation. I hope all of you are doing well. I want to use this opportunity to welcome amongst us Mr. Dipankar Mahapatra, IAS, CEO, Hockey Promotion Council of Odisha, Sports and Youth Services, Government of Odisha. Mr. Deepankar joined Sports and Youth Services Department as Chief Executive Officer, Hockey Promotion Council of Odisha, Sports and Youth Services Department on 31st December 23. As the Director of the Hockey Promotional Council of India, Sri Mahapatra has been instrumental in driving initiatives that have significantly contributed to the growth and popularity of hockey in the state. He plays a pivotal role in advancing the state's hockey ecosystem, aligning with Odisha's vision of becoming a global hub for hockey. Under his leadership, the council has focused on grassroots development, infrastructure improvement, creation of opportunities for young hockey talent, and hosting marquee tournaments. Additionally, Sri Mahapatra leads infrastructure, high-performance centers, and coaching and competition branches of the department and ensures a holistic ecosystem for sporting excellence. He got selected to Indian Administrative Service NSCS 2014 batch. Welcome again, Mr. Mahapatra. Over to you. I would like you to share your opening thoughts and comments, and then I'm sure the members will have an opportunity to engage with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I've got a small presentation. Basically, I'll be explaining about the ecosystem of Sports Odisha regarding the development of entire sporting process in the state of Odisha, how it has all developed, and basically on which sectors we are focusing on mostly. It was initially on the infrastructure component was taken up so that Odisha can have good sporting facility, which will actually cater to the need of the sporting talents of the state, which can nurture to this can be used as a platform from where and actually they can use this opportunity to showcase their talents. So for that reason, I would here say that there has been a great, there has been a substantial increase in budgetary allocation for the Department of Sports. From 2000, the budgetary allocation was only to 10 crores in 2014-15. It it has now it now stands at almost 1,200 crores. Last year, the budgetary provision for the Sports and Youth Services Department was 1,218 crores. This year also the budgetary provision is around 1,100 crores. So this way we can say that the thrust on development of sports has been great from the government side, and for that actually a lot of infrastructures have been built. The infrastructure, say, let's say at various levels in the of the state. It's at the block level, at the district level, and the central level. Sudipta. So I'm just surfacing a presentation on this. Is it visible to all?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So as I said that whereas the thrust of government has been to increase the sporting activities. For that, actually, a lot of budgetary provision is made so that good amount of infrastructures are built across the states. So I'll first dwell upon that, the infrastructure development. that has happened during the recent years. Then I'll speak a bit about the coaching and competition, coaching process, and kinds of competitions that Odisha has hosted, some of the marquee events. Besides that, also the normal talent scouting programs that we hold normally throughout the year across the state. So coming to infrastructure, this is the summary of it. So we have got infrastructure at various levels. Let's say from the grassroots level, we have at the block and gram panchayat level, we have various kinds of infrastructure. Then the district level infrastructures are there, and regional level and state level still. So at the block level, we have 90 multi-purpose indoor halls. These multi-purpose indoor halls are basically they have been they are constructed in such a manner that at least they cater to two, three kinds of sporting disciplines. Mostly they have a badminton, the 3 to 4 courts of indoor badminton halls, a weightlifting hall, and a yoga center. Uh, in some other multi-purpose indoor halls, we have table tennis and chess. So these kind of disciplines which are actually mostly played by the locals in that area. They depend taking into those interest of that local area. Those facilities have been created. Besides that, we have 25 synthetic hockey training patches. As I said that Odisha, just before start of this meeting, in a casual conversation, I was just telling that Odisha has been the main sponsors of the Indian hockey team. So, in fact, Odisha used to produce a lot of hockey players for the country. And one district in the state, Sundargarh district, that used to produce that. Still, they are producing good hockey players. So, in order to give more facilities to the people of that area, the talents to take care of the talents of the Sundargarh area. So 25 synthetic hockey training patches have been created. So those are all the grassroots centers, and there we have around 5 to 6,000 village kids. They come and play. After in the morning session, they practice. Then they go to school. After the schooling hour, they again come at 4 o'clock. Then practice, and we have deployed coaches also there. And beside that, we have in the block level, we have got 314 blocks in the state and 149 urban urban local bodies. There also we have got mini stadiums. Of course, fund was released for development of mini stadium. So some of the mini stadiums are has not taken final shape because of certain reasons like land acquisition and all. But still, then those facility have been given at the grassroots level. Coming to the district level, we have got 16 sports academy. Basically, they are the sports hostels. So these sports hostels, there are the sports hostel. Certain kind of these hostels have been attached to different kinds of disciplines, sports disciplines. Those are training in those sports disciplines are given to the students. And we have got 12 swimming grassroots centers across the states. These swimming grassroots centers have come up recently. So, as we plan, we have got a high performance center. I'll discuss about that in my later slide also. We have got a high performance center at Bhubaneswar. So this 12 swimming grassroots center, basically they are the feeder for the high performance center at Bhubaneswar. And likewise, as I said, 90 multi-purpose indoor stadiums in various block levels. We also have 35 those indoor halls, and we have got two indoor gymnastics and weightlifting halls. Two indoor gymnastic center, one at Rourkela and one at Puri. At regional level, we have got this Berhampur, Jaipur, Jharsuguda. So there we have got regional stadiums like there. and these are the integrated stadiums basically. So we have got those and at the state level, Kalinga Sports Complex, there is Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar, that has hosted the two World Cups, 2018 Hockey World Cup and 2023 Final World Cup. Final was held at Kalinga Stadium, and we have got a Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium at Rourkela. This is state of the art, one of the that is the biggest hockey stadium in the world. It has got a seating capacity of around 19,000 spectators, and we have got a state level infrastructure at Cuttack, that is Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium. That stadium is being constantly used throughout the state for hosting of various indoor events. And we have got six FIFA standard football academies. One is five natural turfs and one artificial synthetic turf. So this is Kalinga Hockey Stadium in Bhubaneswar. This is a host to major tournaments. As I said just now, that FIH Hockey World Cup 2018 and 23, along with multiple. Every year, Odisha, India is the host to Pro League Hockey tournament. So normally, this Odisha hosts that every year. So this year also in February 15th, we are hosting the Pro League Hockey from in Kalinga Stadium. So the sitting capacity is 15,000 spectators. And in Kalinga Sports Complex, we have South Asia's first indoor athletic center. Yeah, and these are the facilities we have. Indoor aquatic center. It has a temperature controlled 50-meter Olympic size pool and 25-meter practice swimming pool with seating capacity of 1,000 spectators. And we have got a state of the art sports science center equipped with all modern facilities in this is one of the largest in the country. This is the largest world's largest hockey stadium, that is Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium, Rourkela. They said just it has got a sitting capacity of around 20,000. So the 2023 Hockey World Cup was hosted in Odisha in both the cities. So some of the matches were played at Rourkela and Bhubaneswar. We have a hockey high performance. And as I said before that, we have got 25 grassroots hockey turfs at various parts of the state. Mostly 16 of them are in Sundargarh district. Rest of them are adjoining district of Sundargarh. So this grassroots center become the feeder for hockey high performance center. We have one hockey high performance center that has been created with the help of Tata Group, and this is a state of art facility. They cater to the need of all the junior team members, junior players of the state. So these junior players who are trained here, they are then promoted to whenever they, if they qualify to become, when they become seniors, so they either join if they qualify for the national team also, they play for the country, or in the junior team, and in most of them also get selected into the senior team of the state. And they also, once they graduate from the junior, from this high performance center, they normally they stay in the hostels for the seniors at Rourkela. And we have got a high performance center. We in athletic high performance center there is one indoor athletic center that has been recently constructed. This is South Asia's largest indoor athletic facility, and this can accommodate 120 athletes full time. With there is a hostel facility also. It features a 200-meter synthetic track with designated areas for long jump, triple jump, pole vault, and shot put. So this has been certified by World Athletics. In fact, all this hostel facility that's there in the indoor athletic center, that's being used by the athletes of high performance center for their accommodation purpose. This athletic high performance center that has been established with the help of Reliance Foundation and Government of Odisha. Similarly, we have got the swimming high performance center. This swimming high performance center that has been established with the help of JSW, and we have got just I was just explaining that we have got temperature controlled 50-meter Olympic size pool. There is a hostel facility also. This building we can see. This is the high performance center. This houses this facility is also used as accommodation purpose for the athletes of the high performance center, swimmers of the high performance center. And as I was just explaining about the 12 grassroots swimming centers, the kids from those swimming centers are selected through a scouting process. They are admitted to the swimming HPC. Similarly, we have got weightlifting high performance center. There are in Bhubaneswar in Kalinga Stadium itself. There are 15 training platforms with these are all international standard. This has been established with the help of 10-week sports management and the coaching and the technical expertise are provided by 10 Week Sports. They have deployed their own coaches. They have they do the process of talent scouting through across the state, and they admit the student. At present, there are around 50 athletes. They are having training at the high performance center weightlifting HPC. Similarly, in gymnastics also, this Kalinga Stadium Complex houses FIG approved swimming gymnastics high performance center. Uh, there are at present there are 40 gymnasts. They are under training, and for we have got three grassroots gymnastic centers one at Rourkela, one at Jaipur, and one at Puri. There are around 1,200 local those athletes. They are trained there, and through a process of scouting, they are selected to the high performance center located at Bhubaneswar, and this HPC has been established with the help of AMNS, Arsenal Mitra and Nepal Steel. There is also this HPC also has got the facility for hostel accommodation, fooding, and everything. This is a badminton high performance center that has also been established with the help of Dalmia Bharat and Pulela Gopichan. Pulela Gopichan, we have provided the necessary land and all, and this has been the entire building has been constructed by Dalmia, and the management of the badminton academy will be taken care of by Pulela Gopichan Badminton Academy. This has not been made operational as yet, but on day after tomorrow, on 12th of December, this is going to be inaugurated by our Honorable Chief Minister. Once that's inaugurated, then this will be taken over by Lela Gopichan. The management will be taken over by him. And this is his second badminton academy after Hyderabad. This will be made operational after inauguration. This is a very state of the art. It has got 8 court playing area, and this has got a facility for sitting for facility with which has a 500 seating capacity. And the badminton HPC will also operate from here only. It has got 40. This has got facility 20 rooms. I think this can accommodate 40 athletes. Similarly, we have established a shooting high performance center with the help of Gagan Narang Shooting Academy. It has got, just now we have only 22 lane shooting. This is a 10
अरे
meter.
सो नहीं सर
Uh, any questions from that? Okay, so it has got 22 lane shooting range, and it has got 10 electronic and 12 manual target, and up 10 meter and 25-meter shooting facilities there. During last year only, we have established one archery high performance center at Keonjhar. Keonjhar is a district. It is around 250 kilometers from Bhubaneswar. It has this archery high performance center has been established with the help of, again with the help of Tata's only, and it has got 70-meter training field and 30-meter practice field. It has also got this accommodation facility for the athletes who have been selected for the high performance center. Similarly, we have also established a sports climbing high performance center, but this with the help of Tata's, and it also in order to nurture any talents, they are interested in sports climbing and all. So this has also been established. At present, we are having around 32 athletes training in this HPC. We have established one Kho or high performance center at Puri. This was made operational in the month of April this year. So this is a residential facility, and this has been established with the help of AMNS. And in order to develop, to nurture the chess talents of the states, we have established with the support, government is sponsoring to establish this Pro Chess Academy, wherein actually students from various parts of the state, they come and take free coaching at this center. So these are basically the infra and developments that has happened during recent years in the states. These are the grassroots centers. Some of the pictures. Hockey training center. Just now I have explained you about the 25 hockey centers and the hockey HPC at Bhubaneswar. Multi-purpose indoor stadiums. These have been constructed all across the states at various locations. They mostly cater to badminton, weightlifting, table tennis, yoga, and gym facility. Coming to coaching, we have conducted coaches education programs like faster training coaching, grassroots hockey coaches clinic, STA International Swimming Teacher Certification Program. The various kinds of coaches are done by the HPCs at their HPCs only, high performance centers only. So mostly they come and get trained here. In the MPIS, the multipurpose indoor stadiums, we have got pay and play scheme. This is an online facilities is given to all the interested people who want to use this facility, so they can just log in and get themselves registered and use the facility. So either for recreation purpose or coaching purpose. You can see the statistics here. We also conduct various summer camps during the summer vacations. And through talent scouting, we have during this year, we have selected 261 athletes joined the sports hostel through talent scouting program. So as I said, that we also have 17 sports hostel across the states. They house 1,080 athletes. FIFA Academy, as I just told you about, we have got 6 FIFA standard pitches. Odisha has been host to various, has been the preferred destination on various kind of marquee events. So these are the some of the events, marquee events that we hosted during last 2 years. So we have hosted World Cup, Pro League, AFC Cup, Kho, Ultimate Kho. We had also hosted the FIFA World Cup for 2026 qualifier match here at Kalinga Stadium itself. So if you see the performance of Team Odisha in the national and international events, these are the statistics. And this is the performance of the Team Odisha in national games. This year the national game is going to start in January 28, 2024 or 25. So this is all about let it get close up, yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahapatra, for a very comprehensive presentation. All of us know how well Odisha has done as far as taking up leadership, both in sports infrastructure, but then putting up the rest of the enabling ecosystem in place.
Yeah.
This was most helpful. I would like to now throw the floor open to our members for any comments, any questions that they may have for Mr. Mahapatra. Thank you.
My name is Mandeep. I'm currently the CMO of the Coco World Cup 2025. I want to acknowledge the role of Odisha. We are in extensive discussions to see if they can come on board as our partners for the India team. So thanks for encouraging sports
Thank you.
broadly. I think you, as a state government, you have led very ably for the entire nation to get inspired and motivated. So just wanted to put a positive word on all your accomplishments and support.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any comments, questions for Mr. Mahapatra?
Hello. Hello.
Okay. If there are no other questions, then Mr. Mahapatra, thank you very much for your presence today and sharing.
He's on the phone, Jalaj. He's just finishing Mr. Mahapatra.
That's why I was speaking slowly.
No,
thank you very much, Mr. Mahapatra, for taking out the time and sharing with us the vision and, more importantly, the execution of the ground over all these years as far as Odisha is concerned. And on behalf of Sportscom and all its members, we wish you and the state of Odisha all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mahapatra. Jalaj, our next speaker, Mr. Parveen Dabas, is already here. Over to you now, please.
Yeah, thank you. So Parveen Dabas is with us today, renowned actor, director, and a sports enthusiast. He has appeared in acclaimed films such as Monsoon Wedding, My Name is Khan, State of Siege, and Sharmaji Ki Beti, along with popular OTT shows like Hostages and Made in Heaven. Beyond entertainment, Pravinji is revolutionizing sports in India, particularly mixed martial arts, MMA, and arm wrestling. He launched MMA India show and a pioneer combat sports podcast and reintroduced arm wrestling through Pro Panja League, the world's largest arm wrestling tournament. Since 2020, Pro Panja events have been hosted at iconic locations such as Gateway of India, Gwalior Fort, and Goa's Majestic Pride Casino, overcoming challenges like COVID-19 lockdowns. The league's full-fledged season aired live on Sony Sports in 2023, drawing 23 million unique viewers and cementing its position as a major non-cricket sporting event in India. Praveen continues to expand Pro Panja's reach with a packed 2024 calendar featuring events in cities like Gorakhpur as well and Mumbai, solidifying its status as Bharat Ka Khel. Warm welcome to you, Praveenji, and over to you now
Thank
for your
you.
comments. Thank you.
Alec, so much, and good afternoon to everybody. Just a small update. I think you said 23 million unique viewers. It's 32 तो थोड़ा हो गया for the first season.
No, thanks for the correction.
Okay, so just an update. So good afternoon, everybody, and great talking to everybody. Of course, getting right down to it, one of the questions I hear a lot is why Panja and the journey developing the sport, because it's not a sport that one needs to, of course, introduce to the country. Everybody knows the sport. It's the professional way of playing that we were introducing. And I have been a very big combat sports fan, including mixed martial arts and boxing, which is why we started the MMA India show, which is one of the first combat sports podcasts in the country in 2017. And it was also a way to get our ear to the ground in terms of understanding the non-cricket Indian sports fan and audience. We started a couple of sports websites as well, MMA India, Sports India Show, and Sports Room, a couple of others, which really led us to understanding how the Indian audience likes to consume combat sports. And I went to quite a few international and Indian combat sports events as well. And very quickly realized, because of course I always had an interest in entering the promotion space of sports. And we wanted to enter into a sport where we felt we could make a difference. Now not into any field that was already crowded. I don't need to say, of course, cricket and kabaddi was already doing very well. And I didn't feel that the other combat sports had the potential of really reaching the masses due to various reasons, which is where I put my thinking cap on and, one day just thought of Panja, because I had, of course, played it as, a school and college going youth. I cannot say I was very, very good at it. I was, just okay. But I had a lot of cousins and everything around me who were really very good at it and very, very enthusiastic about it. In fact, it was almost like, especially in Delhi in the north, a way of greeting each other, where if they saw somebody stronger, they would, say, Panja ladaiga kya? And that was a way of getting to know each other. So it was a very popular sport, but somewhere never really took off as a sport per se, but more as something that was played in, school and college. So this is where we decided really to take up Panja. One of the things I really like about it also is the aggressive nature of the sport, where, what I say, it's a non-violent combat sport. कि पिटाई हो जाती है लेकिन खून नहीं निकलता. So, the aggression is there without the, the other things associated with other combat sports. Now, of course, whenever you get into a sport, like Panja, which you're literally building from the ground up, there are various ways of doing it. And uh, part of what we did was what we were strategizing. Part of what we did was also the circumstances we found ourselves in. We decided first to develop the sport rather than just come straight to market with a league, because we also wanted to understand what is the best way of bringing this sport as a broadcast sport and not just sell some teams and bring it as a league. So we also wanted to understand and bring it in the best way possible. So we had our first tournament, which was Feb 29, 2020, in Delhi Tyagaraja Stadium, where Mr. Kiran Rijiju, the sports minister at the time, was the chief guest. And we did what was called a ranking tournament, because it was to choose the best players in various weight categories who would then play in the league. And it did very well. People loved it, got some great feedback from the minister himself, who introduced us to the Odisha government. We had a meeting with them. Unfortunately, then COVID unfolded. And right, in fact, about 3-4 days after our meeting with the Odisha government, and we all know what happened then, and so we had to put everything on the back burner. And when we, when it was time again where COVID was unlocked, we found that we had to literally start from scratch. But during COVID, we also took the opportunity to educate the players both in terms of developing their social media and how they should approach the game in terms of presenting themselves and their emotions, putting it out there as well. Because we were very clear that this was not just a sport, but sports entertainment, and that we were in the business of sport. So we had a lot of these Zoom calls with all the players, to keep educating them, keep guiding them. And when the COVID opened, we decided, what we decided is how we are going to now build the game a little more is by putting the table in front of famous historic landmarks, or just landmarks, famous sites. And the first place we picked, of course, was Gateway of India. And there's a place I discovered, which is the Radio Club. It has a pier, and it's literally surrounded by water. And I said, what a fantastic place to have a sports event. And tab tak wahan pe sirf shaadiyan hoti thi, and it's after we did an event there that other people have now and then started having events. But I just, felt location and atmosphere are such a big part of sports. It's like when you're in a stadium, it's that group feeling. And here for the arm wrestling table, because the table itself, the playing field is small. So how do you make it bigger? So that was a challenge. So the idea that we came up with was you put it up against historic landmarks where the whole place becomes the environment and the playing field. There's a friend of mine who came for this event who had been doing a lot of other sports events, and who said, after 40 events, I'm not even able to create the atmosphere that you were able to in your first, in your second event. And a lot of that has to go with the enthusiasm of the athletes itself. And having said this was just our second event, and there were COVID restrictions still on, and we had just about 150 guests who were there, all invited, invitations only, and they had never seen a professional arm wrestling match before. And there was a match between two guys, two boys, one Sachin from Gwalior and one Karaj from Haryana. And these people had never seen them before. They're people like you and me, and never heard of them before. And this was a best of 5 round. But by the 5th round, because both of these boys won 2 rounds each, everybody, all 150 people were on their seats, either chanting Sachin, like in a cricket match, or like Kara Chak De Phate, something like that. So it was really an eye opener for us because we weren't expecting such a huge reaction, but it really showed that, people really get behind their athletes in a sport like this, which everybody understands and is testosterone fueled, and you really you take to it because you understand it as well, and it's very primal in a way. So that gave us a lot more confidence to keep going. After that, we had another event which we did along with Vijender Singh, excuse me, on top of a casino board in between a boxing ring. So again, a very unusual place to have a sports event, but we thought it was a great idea, and I feel you should always run with great ideas. So that event also went great for us. Unfortunately, Vijender Singh lost that night to his Russian counterpart, but it wasn't a great night for him. But fortunately, it was for us. Great venue on the terrace of this boat with everybody coming and going and people just loving the event. Then, of course, the second lockdown happened, and again we had to, kind of start up again. We have tied up with certain fitness exhibitions as well, which we did after that, IHFF, which is the biggest in Asia, because you have a lot of the same crowd, fitness and everything, and which we use as a promotional event. We don't consider that a regular one, but a promotional event. And we had one or two there. And then we had an event which changed the course of everything for us, especially for social media and especially how people viewed us and how seriously they took us. Now, this was in front of the Gwalior Fort. Now, I had gone, we were opening our first arm wrestling academy in April 22 in Gwalior, and we were there to open it, and they just took us before the opening to see the Gwalior Fort. And in front of that, the Gwalior Fort is like a light and sound area. And when I saw that light and sound area, I was like, like a light bulb went on in my head. I was like, and I asked the guys, like, how do you get permission for this place? They were like, kya hua, sir, kya karna hai? I was like, यहाँ पे event करना है. पंजे का, arm wrestling का event करेंगे. They were like, sir, मजाक कर रहे हो क्या? I was like, नहीं, मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मैं seriously बोल रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे करेंगे, because you just see, the vastness of the Gwalior Fort. It really, creates again a huge, a venue, and it creates a moment. It really creates a moment. So, that was April, and by July and everybody's told us not to do it. It was the monsoons, it was raining. We had not got permission. 5 days before our event, we got rejected because it's a grade A monument under the archaeological, Society of India. We got rejected. Anyhow, went, got the permission. Literally, a day before the event, everybody still said it was raining. It had not stopped raining. It was monsoon. I told them, listen, I have visualized this event in front of the fort, and we are not doing it anywhere except in front of the fort, because we had a lead up of 2-3 days, because it was a very big event. There was like 600-700 athletes from across the country at a place called LNIPE, which is Asia's biggest physical education college in Gwalior. So we were there. So everybody said, skip the fort, do it here. But I said no. And as luck would have it, and I still believe it was divine intervention, it stopped raining the night before. We were able to put all the equipment, the stage up literally during the night. The event happened spectacularly. There was like 4,000 or 5,000 people in the audience. Anybody who had come to see the fort that day did not leave. Everybody was glued to this, spectacle. It's really amazing seeing like a sports event in a Panja, in front of this fort. And we made it, pretty dramatic, the walk-ins, and we had like a lady putting war paint on their faces. So it really set the tone for the night, and people just loved it. And the biggest thing to happen, and that was also a ranking tournament for us, because again we needed to, you can say, give the players a chance of who would be the best and rank themselves for the league, because it had been 2 years since the first, a little more than 2 years since the first one. So the biggest thing that happened during this time was that our social media took off. Till then we were quite frankly struggling with our social media. And as we all know, social media plays a very big part in marketing nowadays, especially for sports events. And, we were literally, I was sitting with the guys literally on footage. And what I realized was that you don't not just realize, but, this was a risk we took, that you don't want to just see regular matches all the time. It's the characters you want to see. And there was one player who was from Punjab and who would, just be shouting all the time, "Burra! Burra!" And stuff like that. So we made a video just of these moments of his, which took off like millions and millions of views, and that kind of got everything else into traction. And our social media started taking off. We are in the last 2.5 years since Gwalior Fort, we have done more than 800 million social media views on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So even now, it does very well for us as a marketing tool, and we are always on top of it. And this is totally organic. So that was a big learning for us also, in terms of being on top of our social media and trying new things every time, because it's a free tool, and I don't think a lot of times we realize that well enough and use it well enough. So we try to stay on top of it. And after the ranking tournament, we started working towards getting a TV deal, which we eventually did with Sony. And our first season, what we also did is start to introduce new rules, because like I said, by this time we had had enough experience and clarity of thought of how we wanted the broadcast to be, and how we thought it would be entertaining as a broadcast sport, and how we wanted the sport to be seen visually. So we actually had a lot of sessions with the video production team, which was Sportsworks, who are great anyways, but we had a lot of sessions with them as to how each moment would be captured, and at which angle, when would the cameraman be following, when would it be wide, when would it be the Jimmy Jib, because it is very visual. Most of our audience, of course, millions, are sitting in front of their TV sets. So you have to make sure it's a visually very interesting scene, because the action otherwise can be very static sometimes on the table with these two guys. So how do you make it much more vibrant? So I think we worked a lot on that. Another thing we really worked on was the commentary, because some of the best moments you remember in sports are in relation to the commentary as well. You always remember what was said by the commentators during that time. So we actually put two guys who didn't know each other with each other. One was a technical guy who has a YouTube podcast. One was a typical sports commentator who does a lot of work with Sony and other channels. And we put them together, and we got them to start rehearsing on various arm wrestling matches. And what we did is we made sure that I would review these, and I would go back and we would sit on them again to make sure that they were talking to a sports audience who is still discovering the rules of the sport. So how do you explain it without being preachy? So people are getting it, but you're not trying to, preach. So there's a very fine balance. And also there's that usual comfort between the commentators. So I think that's something that really worked well as well. It's always great. And before the first day, we were talking to Sony every day, because I can say this very openly, they were very nervous of putting a Panja. I think they probably said yes in the heat of the moment, and then just a day or two before, they realized we've never seen an actual big Panja league anywhere in the world. So how is this going to look? Are they going to put enough money into the production? So there are a lot of calls coming. One thing I have to really thank them for is when we were doing the deal as well, in terms of where we're going to get the promos in. Well, and I asked them, can we get some promos on cricket? And they had kind of smirked, saying, you really want your promos on cricket. So, but when they saw our promo, and I have to say, we put a lot of money and energy into our promos. We shot them in Film City on film cameras, made them very big. So when they saw it, they really appreciated the effort that we had put on it, and they asked, and the Ashes were going on at the same time. So they asked immediately in the meeting, when can you give this to us? We'll play it in the Ashes. So they actually played those promos, and then they sat together with us and made several more fresh promos, and their creative team got involved with the same footage. And those promos, I feel, being played in the Ashes played a big part in our marketing and being seen by the right audience and getting that momentum going from the very first day. So we were actually trending. We had 32 million unique viewers, which is pretty good in non-cricket terms, I would say. We were trending to do even more. But out of the 17 days we were live, there was also 10 days of India versus West Indies live. So those days we saw a big dip. So otherwise we were trending to do even more. So having said that, we are now gearing up for our second season, and we are looking at a hybrid model. So it's not just the league, but we are also doing events throughout the calendar year, which we've now started building up even more. So last month we had a very big event at Dehradun as part of the Yuva Mahotsav. So we tied up with the Uttarakhand government, and we did this big finale of a lot of Panja matches in front of the governor, who loved it as well. This month, in fact, we have 3 events already lined up. One we have in Gorakhpur, one we've tied up with the Mizoram government, and we are part of their winter festival. And also we are part of Sheru Classic again, which is IHF fitness exhibition. So a lot of stuff happening leading up to the second season. There are other things we have planned as well. So we have been looking at the total ecosystem of arm wrestling and building it both from the top down. We've already created this marquee property, the Pro Panja League, which is now known as the biggest production of arm wrestling in the world. And we are doing a lot of ground events along with the federation as well in every state and every district, and a lot of Pro Panja events as well to keep the momentum going. And I can say there's been an explosion of athletes, across India, especially in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, who are now participating in these various events, and we see a lot of growth happening in the coming years. In fact, most of our events, we have to cut off the registration because they're already oversubscribed a couple of weeks before the actual events. In our nationals, in fact, we had more than 2,000 athletes, and very hard to handle. So in fact, now we're going to start splitting our nationals. So we're going to be doing, because we do para as well in them, so we're going to be doing para, junior, sub-junior separate, and then youth and seniors separate. We've also started doing international events in the country. The federation did the Asian Arm Wrestling Cup, which is kind of like the Diamond League, in October in Mumbai, and it had about 350 athletes from 8 to 9 countries. India did very well in that. The idea of bringing international events to the country as well is that the Indian athlete is able to take part in international events against international competitors and some of the best in the world at much lower financial burdens than going abroad, where you have to buy the airline ticket and everything. Here you can catch a train or bus and come and take part in the event, and the stay and everything is much cheaper as well. So the idea was to get our best athletes in front of these international athletes and international competition, rather than only those who can afford to go abroad. Now, the federation also has the rights to the Asian Arm Wrestling Championship, which is the official Asian level arm wrestling championship, which is going to happen in May 2025. The city is going to be announced as well. So as you can see, there's a lot happening in the whole ecosystem of arm wrestling sport, and building it both from the top down and the bottom up, in terms of athletes and the whole ecosystem. Thank you. If anybody has any.
Thank you very much, Dabas, for sharing this journey. It's very inspiring, and I'm sure the best is yet to come. We'll throw the floor open. Members, for any comments, any questions for the